Hello. I wanted to make this video because I've spent the last 2 weeks in Medellin and I knew I gained weight, and I knew I gained quite a bit of weight. But here, obviously the weather's warmer, so I'm not covered up as much. I'm more active, and I'm just seeing more photos of myself because I'm doing things that I want to remember. And it's been kind of hard for me because who I see in those photos is not who I see when in the mirror, and who I see in those photos is not who I want to be. And I've had a really hard time loving myself and just being like, oh, that's a great photo, when I see like a bulge around my stomach or my arms are thicker than I want. And and so it's been hard. And I booked a photo shoot actually just today. I came back, which is why I was like, oh, I'll record because my makeup's done. Seeing the preview of the photos, I had to catch myself being like, because I just wanted to nitpick myself apart and say, I hate this, I hate that. Like, I don't want to take photos of myself until I'm this, until I look like this, or until I'm back to this weight, or until I don't have bulges around my stomach, or my hips are thinner, or whatever it is. And I think it was 2 days ago, I said to myself, Dominique, you don't need to do anything. What would be helpful is to lovingly accept who you are right now. To lovingly accept the position, the weight, the body image, everything that I am right now. And not be so desperate to not look like this. Because what's interesting, and I talked about this in my last video, is what's interesting is this is what happened to me when my career and my work really started taking off. Was I had come to a point where I enjoyed my life. So even if my life didn't change, I could enjoy my life. And that doesn't mean I didn't want my life to change. I wanted my life to change, but I could really squeeze all the life and all the love from my life, and I could genuinely enjoy my life, even if I wasn't making the money I wanted to make, even if I didn't have the job I wanted to have, even if I wasn't living the way I wanted to be living. I could genuinely enjoy my day to day. And as soon as I enjoyed my day to day, the habits and the work needed to get where I wanted to be were a lot easier to do, because I was no longer just depleted of my joy in my life. I enjoyed my life, and so doing those things felt life-giving to me, not something I had to do because I was so desperate to get out of this situation. And so I reminded myself of that last, 2 days ago, is, can I lovingly accept where I am in my body right now? Can I see what people see in me? Because this is the other hard thing, is especially in Colombia, I've met some really beautiful and incredible people who genuinely love me for who I am, and enjoy my energy, enjoy the fact that I love doing a whole bunch of different things, and they've reflected so many beautiful things back to me. And I was having a hard time really being present with their appreciation of who I am. Because I was like, but I like feel like so fat sitting in this chair, and I just like don't feel comfortable in my body. And you know, they see this oversized fat woman. And and so 3 days ago or 2 days ago, or however long it was, I said, Dominique, can I accept my body for where it is at the moment? And that doesn't mean I don't want it to change, but can I love it? Can I accept it? Can I enjoy my life in this current body? Because I think also taking those actions towards feeling better, eating better, exercising, really being mindful of the things I'm consuming, feel better to do when I feel better, right? And how can I feel better if I'm nitpicking my body apart every hour, every 30 minutes? Every time I go on Zoom, I'm like, oh my goodness, my face is so fat. Like, how can I enjoy the journey of eating better and exercising and being more physically active and getting to that body that I want to get to? How can I enjoy that if I'm tearing myself apart and myself down every 30 minutes, every hour? I can't. And for me, I want to live a joy-filled life. I don't want to live a life that feels hard, that feels exhausting. And I don't think I need to. But there are these frameworks, there's these mindsets that kind of like I have. And so when I become aware of them, I journal about them. And I, you know, like I did a couple days ago, and it's like, I can love my body. I can love who I am in this moment. And even though it feels really hard to do that, that's what I want to practice doing. That's what I want to practice doing. I want to practice loving who I am in this moment. Appreciating who I am in this moment. Appreciating where I am in this moment and not feeling like I need to be doing 10 other things. I just want to be here. I want to love being here. I want to enjoy being here. Because when I can do that, every moment of my life feels rich. Every moment of my life feels so abundant. And so I just want to encourage you, if you are someone who feels overwhelmed, frustrated, irritated, that you're not doing all the things that you want to be doing, here's what I would suggest. Take what works for you and leave the rest. Accept where you are right now. Truly accept it. 2, get into your body. And some ways to do that are like touch yourself, hug yourself, be aware of the senses, be aware of the wind coming and touching you, be aware of the sunlight hitting your face. What I love to do is, if I'm sitting, I'm thinking, how would I write a poem about how I feel right now? Like the senses. Like, how would I write about the sunlight hitting my face? How would I write about when I walk down the street, I smell the beautiful scent and aroma of gardenias? Like, how would I write that in a poem? And when I do that, I find I'm far more present in the moment because I have to be aware of my senses. The other thing that I love, and this has really come to me since I started sketching was I love to sit and just think, how would I draw this? Because when you draw, you become so aware of everything around you. And so even when I'm not drawing and I'm at a coffee shop or I'm at a restaurant, I sit back and I say, how would I draw this? And I take in the leaves against the white wall. Like right now, the lighting on this is awful. I really need to figure something out. But like right now, if I wanted to draw this, I'd be like, how would I draw like the shading of the green plant against the white wall? How would I draw like the arch? How would I draw whatever it is? And that just allows me to sink into, I'm here in this moment. And so there is no greater gift I think you could give yourself than to be at home and at peace wherever you are. And I've had to learn this the hard way. You know, I thought, oh, I'll be happy when I am traveling constantly, or I'm happy when I make certain amounts of money. And spoiler alert, you probably know this, but you take yourself along those experiences. So if you don't like who you are and you're traveling, your experience of traveling is not going to be great. Your experience of yourself when you're making 2 times more than you are is going to be the same experience of yourself right now. Like if you don't like who you are, if you can't be at home with who you are, if you can't sit at a chair at a coffee shop and just take it in, girlfriend, it is possible. I want you to know that.